Hi everyone, my name is Hope Bollinger. I'm an assistant at Serious Writer, and today I'm with two awesome faculty members for an upcoming conference. So we have Cecil and Dell. I'm going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves. We're going to go ahead and get started with Cecil. So Cecil, who are you and what is your company you work for if you work for an industry-related company?
Okay, great. Yes, my name is Cecil Stokes, and I started Tent Makers Entertainment 20 years ago, and we've done we've done 513 cable television shows and 2 documentary films, and then I was one of the writers and creators and producers of October Baby that came out about 7 years ago, and we've done hundreds of commercials and was an English major in college, so just have always loved writing, and then turned writing into being able to produce and direct and do other things in media.
Well, it's fantastic to meet you. I remember watching October Baby, so it's fantastic to meet you, not in person, but sort of in person. And also, Dell, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and a company you work for if you work for an industry-related company.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name is Dell Goodway. I do not work for a company related, any publication, nothing like that. I do have a job that I do during the day that is non-related. I would love to find something that is related. So, but what I've been doing the last 2 years, it's just been writing. I have several contracts through my agent Kyle Young, and we've been having a whirlwind of a 2-year stretch where Kyle's been able to secure 14 book contracts, and so we're trying to just get those pumped out as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Well, it's fantastic to meet you. I'm always so impressed with how prolific Dell is. So I've enjoyed reading past publications. I can't wait to see what he does with these upcoming projects too. So one question we like to ask on these videos is, what is a unique thing about you? And it can either be something about where you work or also just kind of about you in general. So Cecil, what is something unique about you?
This is a fun question. I don't know how I would have answered it in the past, but a couple of weeks ago, I was in Atlanta visiting some friends and going kind of on a spiritual retreat to a few different churches down there. And I had someone call me a zebra. And I thought, okay, I need a little bit more explanation. They're like, where we live in the United States, when you look around, you see horses, you see donkeys, you see mules, you see whatever. You don't see a whole lot of zebras. And he described me as a zebra because I was telling him my life story. And I'm a very traditional guy, but I don't really do things in a traditional way. And just to tell a little bit more about myself, I grew up in a trailer on a red dirt road in this little town in Tennessee that no one's ever heard of. And it was an awesome way to grow up. And then a first person in my family to go to college and pay my way through college, and jumped into television by being very tenacious and calling for a job 18 times until they finally said, just show up and we'll find something for you to do. And I've always wanted to be married and have kids, and that didn't happen for me in a traditional way. So about 4 years ago, I decided to become a foster parent, and then I adopted a little boy on my own. And so now I'm a single dad. And then if that wasn't enough of a handful, I decided to homeschool last year. So I kind of like wearing the moniker of zebra because I'm not like everybody else, but really enjoy the creativity that comes with that and just the ability to tell stories.
No, I love that. I remember you messaging me saying that you're a zebra. I didn't quite know what you meant by that. So I love that you're able to explain it on here. Del, what is something that's unique about you?
Well, I'm not sure what animal I'd be categorized as. I know some animals I've been called by people. So one was this past weekend. So because I did a post on our local paper about a political belief I have, and so I got called lots of names, but it's fine. So something unique about me, I'm just a pretty boring guy. I think like Cecil, I was in the media my first couple of years out of college and loved it. I loved being a sports writer. I loved being in television. I loved doing radio. I was a news director and loved doing that. And then circumstances couldn't continue that, so I had to find some other means of occupation. So I think something unique about me is I guess a good animal. I just call it this. If it's an animal, or it might be a reptile. is a chameleon because I can adapt to anything. My situation. My experiences are vast. I've done everything from media to funeral homes to hard labor to to professional sales. So I can adapt my situations to the needs. I'm currently looking at getting back in the media. Would love that because it's just so much fun. My boys are out of the house now with their own families. So I'm thinking, I may just make a move real soon on that. But that's one of my, I guess, characteristics or something unique is I can adapt to anything, and you have to, and it's fun. I have a wide range of experience, so I guess it's helpful.
Nice. And I think this is the first time that we've had everyone on the call follow a similar theme with the unique questions. So I think that's pretty fun. So speaking of chameleons, as writers, we tend to write quite a few projects. So I'm sure there's going to be multiple answers to the question, but I'll try to narrow it down to what is something you're writing right now that you're particularly excited about. So Cecil, what is something you're writing right now?
Since I had a son 4 years ago, he was 8 when I adopted him, and he's 12 now, going on 43. And I have just fallen in love with children's books. So I have written probably about 3 children's books in the last few months. And one of them is in front of some publishers right now. And then I've also started writing our memoir of what it's like to be a Christian single dad. And so that has just been literally just one of those experiences where I just sit down and cry and type and hope it's helpful for people. And also just love stories. So I'm creating a lot of different film projects and just a roster of the things that I'd love to write.
That's awesome. I remember reading that one children's book that you had been talking about. So I definitely fall in love with that project as well. Del, what is something, obviously you have a lot of contracts and a lot of projects you're working on. Can you narrow down maybe just 1 or 2 that you're really excited about that you're working on right now?
Yeah, well, actually, we're excited because here in a week, my book First Down Devotions launches, and that's by New Hope Publishers. First Down or Dugout Devotions was in February. First Down is in August, and then we're going to start writing volumes 2 of those very, very shortly. We just submitted, getting ready to submit a manuscript about Alabama football, the New Hope Publishers. Then we're going to start one on Auburn football and get that to New Hope, and then start volumes 2 of Dugout Devotions and First Down Devotions. So, and we have a couple other launches down the road scheduled. We have one with Kyle next year, one with Michelle. Michelle and I wrote a book together, and then those will be out in 2020, and then a couple of them are already slated for 21. But so I'm going to start the Auburn book. Probably I need to take a week and kind of allows for a few days, and then start all over again with the Auburn football devotional.
Well, congratulations. That's so exciting. If anyone's watching this video, please make sure to check that out and pre-order it. And congratulations. That's so exciting. It's coming out so soon.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be it's going to be a bit of a rougher segue, but some of you are taking pitches and some of you are not. But as a writer, we have to be able to pitch really well in order for these ideas to become realities and to come out in book form. So what would you say is some of your advice for people who are going to be making pitches, particularly at the conference that is coming up? So Cecil, we'll go ahead and start with you. What is some of your advice?
I think I have 2 pieces of advice, whether it's for film or television or books or just about anything in life. I think both of these apply. Number 1, don't be intimidated by the person that you're talking to or that you're pitching, because we are all equal. We all stand at the foot of the cross. And at a place like this, the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference, some amazing faculty, people who are just very kind and who care. And so please don't be intimidated by anyone, and just know that everybody is just like you. And we all started in the same place. And the second thing I would say, and I've experienced this a lot in my 20 years of being in television and film and now in publishing, don't ever open with "God told me to tell you this," or "God said that we're going to do this together," because God talks to both of us and he tells us the same thing. And that's just not a great opening line. I think it'll put a lot of people at a distance if you start with something like that. So just know in your heart what God tells you. Talk to him all the time. Pray continually. But don't let that be your opening line in a pitch.
No, those are great pieces of advice, especially that, we're people and we kind of all started in the same place too. And I agree that this conference is definitely full of really great faculty members who are just really kind. Del, what would be some of your advice for people who are making a pitch?
To piggyback on what Cecil said, which was great advice, don't let them, intimidate you, but be bold, be confident in your pitch, because I don't get pitched a lot because my classes aren't for that, but I've heard people next to me talking to a publisher or an agent, pitching their idea, and they're so meek about it, and they're like, they push it across. I don't know if you'll like this, but this is what I have. No, be bold. Hey, you put work into this. Be confident in it. I'm in professional sales. Hey, you love this work. Be bold and confident. Tell that agent, hey, this is something you're going to love. Tell that publisher, this is something that's going to knock your socks off. You're going to want to publish this, and be confident in it and be proud of it because you've worked hard on it. So don't be meek and shy and beat around the bush about it. I've given that advice to a couple of folks, and they say, hey, that really helped. That I wasn't shy about it. I wasn't self-deprecating about it. I was confident. I was bold about it, and I think that's some advice. The other thing is don't get discouraged if it's rejected. My original manuscript that I went to the Florida Christian Writers Conference with 3 years ago has yet to be sold. I pitched it to 5 publishers, I think. So don't get discouraged on that, because it'll happen. And when it is turned down, ask questions. I had it turned down again the other day. I said, all right, so tell me, what didn't you like about it, or what do you feel I can make an improvement on? And take their suggestions. It's not a shot at the ego. It's not a put down. It's just not for them at that time. So in my first book, my Dugout Devotion series, that's with New Hope Publishers, that was pitched to me by another publisher. And so I did the book. They turned it down. They turned down the very book they pitched to me. So it's an odd story. So don't let that discourage you, because I went down to Florida the following year and sold it. And Kyle and I sold it. So there's a reason for it. So be bold and don't take a rejection as the end of the world.
Those are 2 really good pieces of advice. I think especially as Christians, we can tend to be afraid if we're going to be too prideful or coming off as boastful, but this really is something, especially if the Lord has put it on your heart, this is something to be about. So we only have just one more question. It's just going to be for Del specifically, because he's going to be meeting with people one-on-one at this conference. Do you have any suggestions for materials people should bring if they're going to meet with you one-on-one? Are you looking for one sheet? What are you looking for?
Yeah, Doritos are great to bring to me, or Slim Jims, things like that are always welcome. No, I always tell them, bring things, but don't overload people. Bring, if you have a one-sheeter, this is the one I did for First Down Devotions. I don't know if it's backwards or else you can see it. I put some time in this. I make a flashy. I make it so it'll grab their attention. I've seen some really good ones. I've seen some are kind of just, I look at it and go, that's just a piece of paper. Tell me what is about your book. Stand out. I have a little 2 or 3 paragraphs about the book, about me, and then just something catchy, some pictures. Pictures are always great. Take a one sheet. I won't take a resume. Take in something you've had published that you like, or if you haven't, just a good one sheet and something about you, and then make sure you know it. Don't be looking at me and looking at that too, trying to figure out. I don't say memorize it, but know what you're going to talk to me about, and be confident. Again, be confident, be bold, but bring a good one sheet. Bring a sample of something that you like, and bring me something that shows me who you are as a person, because I like to know that. Because if your personality can come across and sitting across the table, and you leave, I'm going to say, yeah, I remember Hope. She just talked to me about this. I like what she said. Nothing, earth-shattering or make me fall off the table, but something I'll remember. But bring a good one sheet. That's something that's attractive, and bring plenty of them. And then if you do bring a manuscript or 2 or 3 chapters, have it bound or have it looking nice and professional, because you don't want to just slip in something in like a folder and say, here it is. So explain to what it is. Be confident about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Presentation is definitely very important when it comes to pitches and these conferences for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you both so much for meeting with me. I won't take up any more of your time, but anyone who is watching this video, please make sure to meet with these people, come watch their classes, and just talk with them, because they're really great people and they've accomplished so much, and they did start where we are starting now who are watching this. So they are excellent people for advice in all things industry related. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you both at the conference.
Thank you.
Thanks.